try to understand with the help of an example. Example, if I say Reena is sleeping on the bed, in this sentence, sleeping, we can consider sleeping as a word, although all of these form a word. Phrase can be considered as on the bed. Reena is sleeping is a clause, and Reena is sleeping as well as Reena is sleeping on the bed both form a sentence. Now before we proceed, let me make it clear that in this sentence Reena is a subject and is sleeping is a verb, because we will be using these parts of speeches again and again throughout. So now let's try to understand the differences clearly. As I told you in example that Reena or sleeping was a word, how a word is formed with a group of letters. Okay, a group of letters, but they should always convey a exact meaning, a proper meaning. For example, if I say friend, friend, although it's made up of a group of letters, but it conveys a meaning. When we talk about a phrase is a group of words. As I told you in this example, phrase is a group of words, but it is not conveying any meaning when taken collectively. So in this, and the second thing which you can see in this is that there is no subject and verb combination. Either subject is there or verb is there, or maybe both are missing, but it is just a collection or a group of words which can be termed as a phrase. When we talk about clause, as I told you, it is a combination of a subject and a verb. This is a mandatory condition for a sentence, for a group of words to be termed as a clause, that there should be a subject and a verb. If any one of these is missing, we can't term a group of words as a clause. Sentence on the other hand, although it resembles your clause, what is the main difference between a sentence and a clause is that a clause is also a group of words, but sentence is also a group of words. The major difference being that clause may or may not convey a complete sense always, but sentence always conveys a complete meaning. This we will try to understand through our other slides, in which we will be doing the types of clauses. So there are two types of clauses, one independent and one dependent clauses. Dependent clauses are those which do not make complete sense until and unless they are assisted by the other clauses. But here Reena is sleeping is making a complete sense, so it is an independent clause. Whereas if you will see in this sentence, Reena is sleeping is a group of words similar like clause, but Reena is sleeping on the bed is a compilation of your clause plus your phrase. So the other difference between the clause and a sentence is that sentence can be a combination or a group of words or a combination of your clauses, phrases or your words. So now let's try to understand one by one. As we saw in example, word, a group of letters which must convey a meaning. A phrase is a group of words which does not convey a complete sense with no subject and verb combination, whereas a clause is a group of words which may or may not make a complete sense but must have a subject and a verb combination. So here this is the point to be noted, that this is the main thing to understand here, that in case of phrase there is no subject and verb combination. That means it's not necessary that a phrase must have a verb or a subject, whereas it is must in both these cases. Even if I say Sunita eats, Reena runs, anything with, even if it is a two-word combination, still it can form a clause, provided it should have a subject and a verb. Whereas in case of phrase, it is not so. It is just a combination of words: at, does, under the table, over the bridge. Now, in case of sentence, as I told you, how can you differentiate between clause and a sentence? Because they almost resemble each other. The main variation between them is, one is that it is not always group of words. It can be a compilation of words as well as clauses even. And the second difference here lies is that they may or may not make a complete sense in case of clause, but in case of sentence they always make a complete sense. Hope it is clear till here. Now let's proceed and try to understand with the help of few examples. Suppose I say, in spite of heavy rains, we reached on time. In this sentence, which is the clause and which is the phrase? In spite of the heavy rains. In this collection of words, we cannot see any verb or a subject, so we term it as a phrase. Whereas in this group of words, we is a subject and reached is the verb, so it forms a clause. We reached, even if I write we reached, still it is a clause. Now in second sentence, similarly, she passed her test. She passed her test. Now the question arises, how will you get to know that, ma'am, from where to begin, where to mark a clause? A clause generally begins with a subject. She passed. In this, she is the subject and passed is the verb. Whereas the sentence which is the group of words which is beginning with because here is forming your conjunction. So here we can say this part of your sentence, because of her teacher, this can be termed as phrase. Because of her teacher, why can't we term it as a clause? Because verb is missing in this case. Similarly, go through these examples. Now let's proceed to our. Now in our first slide, I told that when we were discussing the definition of the clause, I told that clause may or may not make a complete sense, and I told we'll be learning this in our further slides. So this is the slide which will make your doubt clear, that there are two types of clauses. Those are independent and dependent clauses. Independent clauses are also known as main clauses, as they always make a complete sense and don't leave any thought in our mind. For example, if I say, he is not happy, Reena is running, it is making a complete sense. It is ending with a period or a full stop, so it can also be termed as a sentence. And on the other hand, when we talk about dependent or subordinate clause, in this case, a sentence generally begins with a subordinate conjunction. That is why they are known as subordinate clauses. Subordinate clauses, because they do not make a complete sense. That means they leave a thought in our mind. Suppose I say, as he has lost his notebook. So we have a thought in mind that there should be something more to finish a sentence. We can't put a full stop or a period after this. So that is why, as the definition of the clause says, that although both of them always have a subject and a verb, but in both the cases the difference lies that one makes a complete sense, the other doesn't make a complete sense. And this is the other thing to remember, that generally they begin with the subordinate conjunction. Let's understand with the help of the examples now. Suppose if I say Akash plays hockey. In this, Akash is a subject, plays is a verb. So of course it is a clause. Similarly here also, he is the subject, enjoys is the verb. So what is the difference between both of them? When I say Akash plays hockey, it's a complete sentence. It makes a complete sense. So this is an independent clause, whereas in case of dependent clauses, the sentence begins with the subordinate conjunction as he enjoys it. It needs an assistant clause to give a complete meaning. Similarly, we can go through the other examples. Kamal could not catch the bus because he was late. Anna could not finish the maths exam although she knew all the sums. Now let's recall what we have done in today's class. As this slide will make all the differences clear, as I have mentioned each and every difference clearly. Still, let's recap. Word is a collection of letters. Phrase is a group of words which does not have a subject and a verb combination and does not make a complete sense. In this sentence, my is a possessive adjective and friend is a subject, but verb is missing. And when we talk about clause is a group of words which may or may not make a complete sense, but they always comprise of a subject and a verb. For example, Malik eats, Sita runs. And in case of sentence, the main thing is that it always makes a complete sense, and the other condition, it must have a subject and a verb combination. The third difference can be that it is not just a group of words, it may be a group of words, clauses or phrases even. So this we did, and after that the main thing which we did today was the difference between independent and dependent clauses. Independent clauses always make a complete sense. For example, he is not happy, whereas dependent or subordinate clauses leave a thought in our mind giving incomplete sense. For example, as he has lost his notebook. Hope it is clear. Thank you.